From 7-footers who could barely move to 7-footers who can play point guard, the 5 spot has evolved over the years. The best centers of all time were the guys that forced the position to develop. Whether it's the ability to stretch the floor and shoot from outside or handle the ball well, the play quality from big men in the modern NBA is way different than what it used to be. However, just because the traditional big man is no longer present doesn't mean that the center position is dead. In this video, we're showing you the top 10 greatest centers of all time, so stay till the end to see who the number 1 center ever really is. Number 10, Dwight Howard. Superman is in the building. And this shouldn't come as a shock. Dwight Howard is easily one of the top centers in history. Despite not being a part of the 75th anniversary team, you cannot deny Dwight's dominance during his heyday. He finished in the top 5 of the MVP voting 4 times during his career, was a 3-time All-Defensive Player of the Year, and a 5-time member of the first-team All-NBA. Without any other superstars on the team, Howard led the Orlando Magic past LeBron's Cavaliers and the Celtics' Big Three, who had just won a championship the year prior. However, Howard and the Magic would eventually fall to the Lakers in the 2009 Finals. Additionally, Howard was selected to 5 All-Defensive teams, 8 All-NBA teams, and 8 All-Star games. Howard led the NBA in blocks twice and led in rebounds 5 times. Most importantly, Superman is an NBA champion, so there's basically no basketball argument that will keep him off this list. Number 9, Nikola Jokic. There isn't a more skilled center right now than the Joker himself. Since being selected in the 2nd round in 2014 by the Nuggets, the Joker has developed into a triple-double machine. Jokic has the IQ and court vision of Magic, which enables him to be one of the best passing big men in the league today. Many people would argue that putting him as an all-time great at the center position is too early, but Jokic's accomplishments and abilities speak for themselves. And if you compare Jokic to those before him, it isn't as wild as you think. Jokic is already a 2-time MVP, 4-time All-Star, and 3-time All-NBA first-team member. Obviously, the championships are lacking on his resume. But remember, the Joker is only 27. He still has a long way to go. A constant show of domination and a championship or 2 would surely move him up the list. Number 8, Patrick Ewing. Widely regarded as the greatest Knicks player, Patrick Ewing was a phenomenal 7-foot monster who was both a defensive and offensive threat. He averaged 21 points, 9.8 rebounds, and 2.4 blocks per game in his career. He's the Knicks' all-time leader in points, rebounds, blocks, and steals. Few athletes were as consistent or proficient at making the most of their talent as Ewing. He had no excuses. He would play hurt while maintaining his high level of play. To further highlight Ewing's durability, think about this. For 8 consecutive seasons, Ewing played 37 minutes per game while averaging at least 24 points, 11 rebounds, and 2.5 blocks. Despite being the foundation of New York's accomplishments in the 90s, Ewing was often slightly underappreciated because he never won a championship with the New York Knicks. Yes, there were windows and chances, but regardless of not winning a ring, Ewing is an all-time great, and he will always be a champion in many people's eyes. Number 7, Moses Malone. The man who took Philly to the promised land, Moses Malone, was a 6'10" center who played in the NBA from 1974 to 1995. He was a brute force, dominating the paint with his size and physicality. He was a 3-time MVP, a 12-time All-Star, and was named to the NBA's 50th anniversary all-time team. He also won an NBA title with the Philadelphia 76ers in 1983. Malone was known for his consistent production and durability. Malone had the ability to score from the post and from the outside, making him a difficult matchup for opposing teams. He was a great rebounder. He led the league in total rebounds 5 times, and he also led the NBA in rebounds per game 6 times in his career. Moses was also a great defender, averaging more than 2 blocks per game for his career. He was inducted into the Basketball Hall of Fame in 2001, cementing his legacy as one of the greatest players ever to play the game. Number 6, David Robinson. The Admiral was a dominant force in the paint, using his size and athleticism to overpower opponents. He was a tenacious rebounder and averaged over 10 boards a game for his career. He was also a reliable shooter, finishing his career with over 51% field goal percentage. Robinson was also an incredibly versatile defender, capable of guarding multiple positions at the same time. During his 14-year career with the San Antonio Spurs, He was named NBA Defensive Player of the Year and NBA Most Valuable Player, and was selected as an All-Star a total of 10 times. He was also a member of the United States Olympic Dream Team, which won gold in 1992. He was a great leader on and off the court. In 2003, he was honored with the J. Walter Kennedy Citizenship Award. He was a true champion, and his legacy will live on for years to come. Number 5, Bill Russell. Bill Russell was an athletic big man who used his size and quickness to dominate the defensive side of the court. He led the league in rebounds per game 5 times, and his 22.5 career rebounding average is the second highest in NBA history. He was also a consistent force on offense, averaging 15.1 points per game over his career. He is also considered by many to be the ultimate champion in the history of basketball, having led the Boston Celtics to 11 NBA championships over the course of his 13-year career. During his tenure in Boston, Russell also won 5 MVP awards and was a 12-time All-Star. He revolutionized the game of basketball with his defensive prowess and team-first mentality. Off the court, Russell was a legend too. He was an outspoken advocate for civil rights and was one of the first African-American players to become a major star in the NBA. R.I.P. Bill Russell. Number 4, Hakeem Olajuwon. Olajuwon is one of the most complete big men ever. He is known for his gracefulness on the basketball court. He is an incredibly agile athlete who can make difficult moves look effortless. He has a knack for making difficult layups, jumping high for rebounds, and quickly changing direction. He had this intimidating presence on the paint, where he used his unmatched footwork and agility to outsmart his opponents. His signature move, Dream Shake, was nearly unstoppable, and it is still employed by NBA players today. He was also a strong rebounder and shot blocker, twice leading the league in rebounds and blocks. During his 18-year career with the Houston Rockets, Olajuwon was a 12-time All-Star, 2-time NBA champion, 2-time NBA Finals MVP, a 1-time regular season MVP, and 4-time Defensive Player of the Year. He was also named to the All-NBA First Team 5 times, the All-Defensive First Team 9 times, and the All-Star Game MVP twice. Hakeem Olajuwon was truly one of a kind. Number 3, Wilt Chamberlain. Nicknamed the Big Dipper and Wilt the Stilt, Wilt was considered by many the most dominant basketball player in the history of basketball. He was a towering center known for his size and basketball skill. Standing 7'1", Chamberlain used his size to great advantage, especially in terms of scoring. He had a 48-inch vertical. He had this unmatched ability to score, averaging an impressive 50.4 points per game in the 1961-62 season. He also had an impressive rebound average of 25.7 rebounds per game in that same season. Throughout his career, Chamberlain set numerous NBA records, including the most points in a single game, which is 100 points, and the most rebounds in a single game, which is 55 rebounds. He was a 13-time NBA All-Star and was named the league's most valuable player 4 times. He also won the NBA championship twice. Chamberlain's legacy has extended far beyond his playing days. In 1979, he was inducted into the Basketball Hall of Fame. He was an incredible athlete who pushed the boundaries of what was possible on the court. Without a doubt, Chamberlain is deserving of his place among the greatest centers of all time. His illustrious career and revolutionary style of play are a testament to his greatness. He is an icon of the game and will always be remembered for his dominance on the court. Number 2, Shaquille O'Neal. Standing at 7'1" and weighing 325 pounds, Shaquille O'Neal had a long and decorated career highlighted by an impressive 4 NBA championships. He was also a 15-time All-Star, 3-time NBA Finals MVP, and an Olympic gold medalist. He was inducted into the Naismith Memorial Basketball Hall of Fame in 2016, and his number 34 jersey has been retired by the Lakers. One of Shaq's greatest successes was his 2000-2001 season. That year, he was named the NBA MVP, led the Lakers to a 15-1 playoff record, and was named NBA Finals MVP as the Lakers beat the Philadelphia 76ers in 5 games. In addition, Shaquille O'Neal's greatest playoff performance arguably came in the 2000 NBA Finals when the Los Angeles Lakers faced the Indiana Pacers. Shaq was unstoppable in the series, averaging 38.0 points, 16.7 rebounds, and 2.7 blocks per game, while shooting an incredible 58.7% from the field. He led the Los Angeles Lakers to a 4-game sweep and their first championship in 12 years. O'Neal was named Finals MVP, and his performance remains one of the greatest playoff runs in NBA history. Along with his offensive abilities, Shaq was also an excellent defender. He was a 7-time All-Defensive Team selection. Shaq could guard players both in the paint and away from the basket. His impact is long-lasting on the history of basketball. He was a once-in-a-generation type of player, and there will never be another Shaq. Number 1. Kareem Abdul-Jabbar. Kareem has the most points, blocks, and most MVP awards of any center in NBA history. Listing him outside number 1 would be an insult. His patented skyhook shot was just unblockable, and his defense was just as formidable. His 7'2" frame allowed him to contest shots and alter shots on the defensive end, while his offensive prowess allowed him to score from anywhere on the court. He was one of the most dominant players of all time, and his incredible records and accomplishments speak for themselves. 6-time NBA champion, 2-time Finals MVP, 6-time NBA MVP, 3-time NCAA champion, 3-time NCAA Player of the Year, 19-time NBA All-Star, 10-time NBA All-Defensive Player, and the NBA's all-time leading scorer. Kareem Abdul-Jabbar is the greatest center of all time.